The fifth time he was convicted of DWI, 33-year-old Bart Thompson wasn't sent to prison. Instead, he was allowed to roam the wide-open spaces of Montana, where he found plenty of room to make a deadly mistake.
If it was you or me, we would be behind bars. For some reason, he wasn't.
The DA and a judge in Austin County apparently felt Thompson deserved a break.
It looked like that he had turned a corner in his life, had decided to move out of this area, had decided to establish himself in an area where he could maintain his sobriety and obey the rules of society.
With the court's blessing, Thompson moved here to Montana to serve his probation for DWI number 5.
I often think that we were at the wrong place at the wrong time, but he was the person that was at the wrong place.
Tom and Cindy Tarrant ended up paying the ultimate price for the court's generosity.
There will always be an ache in our heart.
Tell me you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, go.
That indelible ache is for their 27-year-old son, Tori, and his 7-year-old son, Garrett.
This is the vehicle that was oncoming in the wrong lane.
They were both killed last 4th of July, along with Thompson, when his pickup hit the Tarrant's SUV. Tom and Cindy were also inside with their dying son and grandson.
I told Tori to fight as hard as he could, but I knew that we had lost him.
According to Montana State Police, Bart Thompson spent the 4th of July drinking here in the town of Alberton. Troopers say he spent almost 4 hours that day drinking over there at Chet's Bar. Then he goes to another pub, posing for this picture, holding a live alligator. In another shot, there's a chicken on his head. Meanwhile, the Tarrants are driving through Montana on their way to a wedding. Tori was supposed to be best man.
We were going to go to the wedding and just have a vacation in essence.
But Bart Thompson changed those plans when he tried to drive himself home.
He took the wrong ramp and he started going west in the eastbound lanes.
That car just kept coming at us and coming at us.
Alcohol was a big factor, probably a very significant factor, and probably 100% the reason for this accident.
After Thompson hit the Tarrant's Tahoe head-on, investigators found beer bottles and cans everywhere.
I heard Garrett with a death breath.
Trapped almost an hour in the wreckage, Cindy tried in vain to resuscitate her little grandson.
I kissed his cheek and his head, and I kissed his foot.
I have 2 boys, twins that are 8, and the Tarrant boy was 7. And when I had to lay his body on the shoulder and covered up with a blanket, it made you feel like crying.
The Tarrants say they don't blame Bart Thompson. Instead, they blame the court for not sending him to prison after 5 DWIs.
But the judicial system, as I feel, might as well just handed him a gun and say, go out and shoot 2 people.
I know that nothing that I say and nothing that I do at this point will help the family get over that tragedy. I just pray for them.
Do people go to prison here in Austin County for driving
absolutely.
drunk?
People go to prison for driving drunk, sure.
Very often.
As often as we need to, as often as we can.
But Fox 26 Investigates examined the court records. During a period of almost 2 years, 7 habitual drunk drivers were convicted in Beck's court. All 7 got probation. Not one went to prison.
If they got probation, we felt like they deserved probation.
But Bart Thompson's probation had an unusual provision. His freedom came with a catch. He was told he could not live in Texas.
What makes it right to say, well, you can live in any state except Texas?
It's a question that I just don't have a good answer for. I'm not sure why that was included in the deal. It's an order that I signed, and I take responsibility for that.
My grandson, he'll never go out on that first date.
First prom.
First prom. He was my angel on earth.
The Tarrants will never know why their lives crossed paths with Bart Thompson. They know only one thing: life will never be the same.
The dreams are gone forever.